Learned friends and seniors, Assalamu alaikum. Today I will talk about my bar council election. At the very inception of my discussion today regarding the bar council election and my candidature, I need to introduce myself. My name is Farhad Uddin Ahmed Bhuiyan. My ballot number is 7. I'm from Kajba Thana, under Brahmanbaria district. I have got enrolled in the High Court deposition of Bangladesh Supreme Court, and I'm a regular practitioner here in the Supreme Court. So I have been the candidate of a member in general seat in Bangladesh Bar Council election, which will be held on 24th of this month. However, it's my pleasure to be able to talk about this election is because having uncovering efforts and trying, some of the lawyers nowadays are counting the days of sufferings without having the proper placement here in the proper position. Being talented and learned, most of the learned advocates are just being roasted here in the professional struggle, some situations. More particularly the junior lawyers throughout the country are nowadays counting the days of sufferings. Having understood that kind of things, have just taken the decision this year. It's high time to be the candidate here in the upcoming election to resolve untold sufferings of my learned friends. For about, it may be 25 years or more than that, learned friends are not getting the exact welfare which they expect from the Bar Council. Bar Council has nowadays been what? It's nothing but an inactive institution. However, I'm not criticizing somebody else here. I need to focus on the constructive point for what is, and I will just seek the vote from you, the learned friends. Being a young candidate here in Bangladesh Bar Council, I'm just giving you the guarantee that if you, learned friends, elect me in the general seat, having casted your ballot vote, I will certainly be able to dedicate my last drop of blood for the great touch of you. I will maybe spare a little bit time for myself. I will just try to boost and escalate the personal interest of the learned advocates. The actual welfare of the learned advocates will be over there. No challenge to say that most of the seniors nowadays are just running after making money. They are not paying a little bit of attention to something better for learned advocates. This is very much true, and I think and strongly believe that you'll agree with me. We have been understood the real fact of this kind of activity nowadays for about a couple of years. Some of the leaders are being just elected year after year, tenure after tenure. What they have done for you is the matter of question nowadays. How long we will be just waiting for the betterment of us is the matter of questions. We are doing better, man. We are doing better. We are giving the better service to our clients. But we have forgot that we need to do something for ourselves also. We are not caring for our interest also. This is why I thought that it's high time to stand against that kind of corruption, that kind of irregularities, that kind of bad practices here in the Bar Council election. And having been encouraged by all of my learned friends throughout the country, I have taken this strugglesome and challenging decision that is, the young generation must have to take the leadership here in the Bangladesh Bar Council, so that we can just turmoil that kind of root out that kind of corruption activity and that kind of bad practices from our Bar Council. Needless to say that we are hopeless. We don't have to do. Yes, we have to do something special for us. If you look at our neighboring country, India and some other country, then we will be able to understand that what they are doing for themselves. In India, Bar Council has introduced professional encouragement allowance for the young lawyers, those who have been practicing for about 5 years. Below 5 years, if they are practicing tenure with below 5 years, they will get 5,000 rupees per month. So why not Bangladesh is introducing such kind of rules and encouragement allowance is a matter of questions. Don't we have the necessity of developing our young lawyers to make them landmark and the legendary one here in the upcoming days. We are just running after some of the seniors. They are doing monopoly here in the legal fraternity. It should be stopped without having any delay. Law Ain junior friends throughout the country are requested to cast their ballot vote to raise my voice against all of on behalf of all of you here in the upcoming election. If you just try to show your mandate, certainly I can give you the word that no vote will be spared here. I will just not be back down. I will raise my voice against all sorts of corruptions and all sorts of irregularities here in the British Council. I don't have any fear. I don't have any craven heart. It's our turn to stand against all sorts of evil practices here. We have given them a lot of time. We have given them a lot of years, many years. What they have done for us is a matter of questions. So, don't get upset here, learned friends. Just try to rest on me. And I will just try to make sure the betterment of the learned friends and the actual development of the learned friends. It is noticeable that in the very close adjacent to the British Council, there is no foot-over bridge. One of my learned friends, some of the learned friends are getting collided over the running buses and so on. The Peshabas and some of the young lawyers are nowadays counting the days of sufferings while crossing the road. So, if you like me, I will certainly such here and construct here a foot-over bridge with the cooperation of the city corporation. So that is battle needed for us. So why not we are just doing so? Apart from that, I have some manifesto that I will just bring to light here right now. I think it's strongly believe that you will just give me the honor to be able to give up the activity of British Council in a very big position, and I will skyrocket the professional dignity and bring back the professional dignity for us. Nowadays where we are, our position is below standard. For what reason? For political misappropriation of the power, we are running after the political leaders to get the nomination paper, nomination confirmation from them. They will come to us. We are the dignified professionals. They will come to us, they will treat me, and they will request us that yes, you are requested to contest in the upcoming election. But what we are doing, the scenario is very pathetic and sorrowful to us. We have forgot the dignity of ourselves. Now that time has come, we need to stand against all sorts of bad practices. We cannot go to the Ganababon. We cannot go to the opposition leader's house. We should not go there. We are lawyer. So we are representing. We will have to represent all the lawyers. If we just try to mean all the lawyers, then certainly they will be upset enough and disappointed with our activities and so on. So, my honest submission to all the learned friends and seniors is that don't run after the backdated and evil practitioners. It's my humble submission. Try not to cast your vote to those who are the sum of friends, those who have the tie with the political leaders and the top-level political leaders. They just want to use the banner of our council to be big politicians, to be the central politicians. I don't have any hanker after becoming a politician. I don't have any intention to become a political leader. I just want to get my last drop of blood for the actual interest of the learned friends here in Bangladesh British Council. So I will introduce different kinds of projects. I will introduce different kinds of activities. Those will be closely related to directly related to the welfare of the learned friends here. So it is a matter of great regret that nowadays the benevolent fund is not being just provided in the lifetime of the learned advocates. It's the demand of the age when they will just retire from the practice, they will get this by surrendering their shonod or something like that. This is not the logical one. Some of my learned friends throughout the country are nowadays being there's suffering with life-killing diseases and so on, and with the scarcity of money, they are not being able to get the treatment properly. So British Council is not paying the heed on that matter. They are doing what? They are just attending in the regular meeting, and even they could not publish a result of the young enrollment advocates also. So what we are getting from the Bar Council ladies is nothing. It has made all the learned advocates frustrated enough. So our luck is being just chased and thrown to the astray. We are being chased to the evil practices and so on. So learned friends and seniors, my humble submission is that if you are enthusiastic to change and bring back the dignity of the law, dignity of the profession, certainly you will think about the young leadership. We have the courage, we have the energy, and we have the commitment to all the learned advocates that yes, we will bring change and excellency here in the leadership. Throughout the world, if you look at the young leaders nowadays controlling and governing the country, and the world is also being governed. We need not to go far. We can look at Canada, Australia, and some other European countries, where you will look at and notice that young leaders are nowadays controlling the country with excellency and with superpower. So to what extent we will just think about that, yes, we need to like the old age and the senior ladies, those who have close to 70 years or more than that for the Bar Council. Why not the young leaders will get the opportunity to become the leader of Bangladesh Bar Council as a matter of question to all the learned advocates and seniors here. My dear learned friends and seniors, one thing I need to remind all of you, and one thing I need to point out and bring to light here for your better understanding is that if you elect me in the Bar Council election as a general member, then certainly I will introduce and I will make active the activity of the Legal Education and Training Institute, I mean the LETI. Through that institution, the young lawyers and those who are entitled enough to fulfill their knowledge base with the intake knowledge and professional knowledge of legal activity and so on, they will get the opportunity. I will introduce different kinds of training program and seminar through that Legal Education and Training Institute. It has to be as because we need to polish ourselves. We need to polish our latches. Without having polished our latches, if we just go for moving and taking part in the hearing in the court case, certainly there must have the rebuking, there must have the insulting from the part of the judges. That should be was there from our mind. We need to polish ourselves. We need to be well trained, like his other countries. For example, India, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, United Kingdom, America, and some other countries where you will notice that they are just getting well education on legal issues and so on. Regularly and routine work, Indian Supreme Court is organizing, Supreme Court Bar Association is organizing different kinds of activities for the lawyers. I was lucky enough to participate in the mediation courses here in India, in Delhi. So I understood that yes, the necessity and the crying nature of legal education and training here in our country has been the burning one. So we have stopped that course. For what reason? It's a matter of questions. For whom we have stopped this without introducing this kind of legal and education and training? We will never be able to present the best product of the lawyers. Continuous, very well learned friends and seniors. Continuous study and research, legal research is a matter of questions to win over the match of your litigation. So without having that kind of activity, how we can expect to be a very good and legendary lawyer like Dr. Kamal Hussain, Barrister Amirul Islam, and some other legendary lawyer here in Bangladesh. They were lucky enough to decorate themselves, but nowadays we are being just retreated. We are lagging behind from getting educated. So we need to be much more passionate and enthusiastic to be able to become the extraordinary one. We need not to run after the seniors all the time. Yes, we respect the senior, but it doesn't mean that all the time we need to be dogmatic to follow them. Yes, it's high time to introduce ourselves as an educated lawyer, learned lawyer. However, it's my first agenda, it's my first manifesto that I will introduce and I will make the activity of the laity active. Because it will make us and open the gateways for becoming the extraordinary lawyer. Young lawyers must have to be thoughtful enough how they will just go far away beyond the reach of our outrifications. That's the thing. Secondly, I will introduce here in Bangladesh Bar Council that those learned friends practicing less than 5 years will get the professional remuneration, professional allowance, and encouragement remuneration. We will introduce it because it has been the growing demand of these days. Nowadays, the young lawyers having entered in this profession are just running after making money. They are not paying more attention here to legal books, journals, and decisions to decorate their inner heart, because they have the necessity of earning money. And by this way, they are just practicing badly. They are malpracticing. They are not showing the dignity. They are not just performing the professional etiquette and conduct of Bangladesh Bar Council. That is very real. If they have the capacity to survive here in this cosmopolitan city, how they will just be able to sustain with this profession is a matter of question, actually. So, to encourage them and to make them fitful enough and enthusiastic enough and dignified professional, we, the Bar Council authority, if I get elected, will introduce professional encouragement remuneration for those whose practicing length is less than 5 years. Side by side, we will introduce, if you elect me in the Bar Council election, it's my firm belief that I'll be able to introduce here another thing, that is what we will take the initiative to amend the jail code for the advantage of replacing here the first class division for the learned advocates of Bangladesh. Because whenever, for any reason, for any conspiracy, the learned advocates had to go to the jail, they have to stay with what? They have to pass the days here in the prison, inside the prison with whom? With the general prisoners. Being a dignified professional here in Bangladesh, learned advocates should be given the first class division. So I will make it happen after amending the jail code here to introduce and replace here what? The first class division for the learned advocates here in the prison. And another thing I have thought that yes, it has to be brought to light for the actual interest and betterment of my learned friends. The thing is what? The thing is very, very important and burning issue for all of you. The benevolent fund will be increased. The amount of benevolent fund will be increased. And it will be fourfold. It will be made fourfold, so that we, the benevolent fund receiver, can get the benefit at the end of our profession. Honestly speaking, some of the government stops nowadays getting 25 lakhs or 50 lakhs to the retirement. But what we are getting as a professional is very, very pathetic and very simple and very tragic at all. So for that reason, I will just try to say that if I get elected by your ballot vote, I'm giving you the word that yes, I will increase the benevolent fund amount, and it will be just available to withdraw whenever you want to do in your lifetime. When you will expire, your heirs, your inheritors, your family members will run after the officials, and there will be the victim of harassment, and once upon a time they will be tired enough and they will not contact with the Bar Council, and your hard-earned money will just go astray. As a matter of questions now, which is the sophisticated family and some of the family members are nowadays coming to the Bar Council for withdrawing their kind of benevolent fund after the expiry of the year near 1. So I will just try to take the initiative so that the learned advocates can get the benevolent fund in their lifetime. And after that, what I will do is, it is very important matter. Learned advocates are being deprived from getting the loan from the bank, and they're not being just issued the credit card or something like that by the bankers. They just in charge, they just get irritated getting the introduction of the land advocate this, oh, we don't allow the credit card, we don't issue the credit card for the land advocates, we don't approve the loan for the land advocates. It is the regular and routine matter. Perhaps 95% land advocates are being the victim of that kind of discrimination. We are the citizens of this country. We have the dignified profession. So we are earning money. So for what ground they will just show the discrimination to us? How dear they are. We need to notice them. And we need to address to solve and resolve this kind of problem. If you, the learned senior, and the learned friends, elect me in the upcoming Bar Council election, casting a ballot vote in ballot number 7, I will certainly resolve this kind of problem, and I will just try to take the initiative to make an agreement with the bank concerned, showing and giving the bank guarantee of your deposited the benevolent fund, and we will arrange a sound amount of the loan or credit card for the learned advocates, those who are interested to do so. So it has to be done without having any delay, so far as I understand, because young lawyers and those who are not that much financially solvent, and those who are just paying more attention to be the very good lawyer, nowadays at the very inception of their profession, counting the days of sufferings for what? For not getting the loan either from the bank or not getting the credit card facility from the bank. But even being a private company service soldier, they are getting the credit card and the loan from the bank. So it is a matter of prestige, it is a matter of shame for us. So our leaders are not paying more attention, is because they have much money, they have misappropriated the government treasure, they have misappropriated the money, they made the money in different ways and different styles. So they don't have any bothering about the general lawyers of the country, those who are just nowadays fostering the pains in the heart. So as a junior lawyer of the bar, as a junior member of the Supreme Court Bar Association, I understand that how painful this kind of situation nowadays the learned advocates are facing. So to be very frank with all of you learned friends and seniors, what I need to focus here is that some of the learned friends are nowadays being the victim of life-killing diseases. They are not getting the proper treatment even. They are not getting a little bit allocation or the allotment from the Bar Council or the Bar Association, extra 20,000 or 10,000 token money to them. Is it their destiny to get something like that? Are they bigger? Certainly not. Learned advocates are not getting the exact treatment, proper treatment, and without having any proper treatment, they have to inhale the last breath. It is very, very crucial. It is a practical matter. Those who have the capacity to go for Bangkok, Singapore, or some other country, they are nowadays being the candidate here in the Bar Council election. To what extent do you believe that they will work for you? Because they have money, they have power, they have the capacity to go to the Mount Elizabeth in Singapore or some other country, and they will do treatment for themselves. So they will not think about you and me. So we need to take over the power, we need to take over the space, we need to give and make the opportunity for us so that we can do something better for us. It's our hard time choosing the winning crown, is because they will not give us the turn. It's our turn to make them defeated, as because they are doing something unethical, and bad practices has now it is been fulfilled here in the Bar Council. The common lawyers, the general lawyers, respected lawyers are not being judged and evaluated properly. Some of the dogmatic politicians, some of the blind politicians are just trying to chase the political elites. Is this the real dignity that we need to show? Not at all. We need to understand our dignity first. We have forgot the dignity the lawyer bears, actually. So to remain unchanged, the dignity of the land advocates here in Bangladesh, we need to crush down that kind of barrier that all the time the senior or the political leader will take over the power of the council, and they will just try to misappropriate the power, and they will just try to do whatever they want. Actually not. There is no accountability of the bar council leaders here in Bangladesh bar council. So far as I understand, I think and strongly believe you will agree with my understanding. You may think that for what reason I have been much more emotional. It may be because I have been also the victim of that kind of discrimination at all. I'm the part of the large advocates throughout the country. I think you will agree with me that we should not cast our billboard to them, those who have just showed their thumb year after year, by not doing so, by not doing something welfare and good for us. We need to think twice and 4 times before casting the vote to them, because they will give you the false assurance that they will do so, they will do so, they will construct here a multi-story building and so on. We are getting that kind of bold story. We are listening that kind of cook and bull story. We are at least the double graduate. So we understand. We are not the tea maker. We are not the tea still seller. We are not the common people. It's not the general election. It's not the parliamentary election. The vote of the land advocates are much more sophisticated. They will cast their mandate here by understanding the dignity for saving their right, and they will give you they will make you the representative of their council to work on behalf of them. This is not your forefathers' institution. This is an institution for all the land advocates. So you cannot, or we cannot, utilize our muscle power, utilize our political power for the sake of amassing the government treasure and to become the political lady, the political charlatan or something like that. Someone may be irritated getting my staff and answers lecture here and discussion regarding my bar council election. But what is not have been the candidate here in the bar council election? You may think about that. I wanted to open the gateway for the young lawyers. I wanted to make the passage and the window for the fresh lawyers and independent lawyers. Yes, you can also become the candidate of the council election, because it's your turn to take over that position. They have destroyed and demolished and paralleled and dusted the dignity of the lawyers, having amalgamated with the political leaders, politicians, and the political parties and so on. They have politicized all sorts of things and so on. So we need to kick out all sorts of things and wash away all sorts of things, and we need to see here the new dream we need to dream for the betterment of the land advocates. Apart from that, instantly 1/3 of the benevolent fund will be provided if land advocates are sick, if land advocates are victim of life-killing disease, for the proper treatment and so on. I will take that kind of initiative. If you, the land seniors and land advocates throughout the country, cast your ballot vote for the actual development and actual welfare of yourself, not for me. I will just be your friend. You will be able to get connection with me very often, all the time, round the clock, round the year, and round the tenure of the elections. And after that, I will be bound enough to give the accountability, the word that I have just given you at the end of the elections also, if you like me. Now, it is very burning question for me. Once again, I'm just telling you that the true matter is that now which is we, the land advocates, are not giving more attention to learn English. Some of the land advocates are not being able to, very honestly speaking, forgive me, pardon me. Some of the land advocates are not being able to keep submission before the court in English. It is not their fault. English is not our mother tongue, mother language. We have some latches. We need to polish ourselves. We need to well train ourselves in a very well defined way so that we can place it, we can submit our case before the court in English. For that, I will take the initiative personally to introduce this kind of verbal submission in English before the court. The schools will be governed by me and some of the sophisticated and the legendary lawyers of this country and abroad. They will conduct the classes to develop the verbal submission of the launch of books in English. Throughout the country, in every bar association of the country, I will introduce at the very inception in a small scale, and step by step I will just make it larger. So it will be from my personal patronization. It will be from a personal patronization. I understand that quality can never be just waste of time. Quality can make someone, and training can make someone much more smart and much more legendary one. So we have the time to make ourselves much more qualityful. If we can make ourselves develop to uncertainly, we can hope for becoming the extraordinary one. We need not to hire the senior for moving or hearing and taking part in the hearing in the case. What should I do? We, the junior lawyers, should not do so. We need to decorate ourselves because we need to change the back home. Nowadays, it has been a tradition to collect the brief and going to the senior's chamber and working just like a broker. It should not be continued because we are dignified lawyer. We have the capacity to deal with that, and we will just certainly do that. Our own work we will do. For what reason we will run after them? As we are running after them, this way they are just not paying attention to introduce the training center or the professional training here. They are thinking that, yes, they are coming to us, we are getting money. That's all, nothing more than that. No, it should be continued because it should have to be stopped in no time. Right. So, however, what I was talking about is that I will introduce verbal submission in English before the court, this course, and legislative drafting, which will just develop you drafting in English, the capacity, overall English language capacity will be developed through that kind of activity that will be taken by me at the end of the election. Through the country, in each and every bar, you will get all this. For that, you need not to pay much money. You need not to pay a little bit of money. All this will be free of cost by my patronization with the alliance of foreign journalists and so on. I have the good connection with some of the developed countries, legal tycoon. Right. Perhaps you have been bold enough to get that kind of stuff and nonsense briefing from me. It may be, but I beg apology to all of you. It's because I need to talk about this in detail so that you can understand. Otherwise, you won't be able to understand for what is going to happen the candidate here in the upcoming elections of our council. It is a matter of fact that there were a tradition to take and to conduct the enrollment examination of the advocates twice in a year. But after 3 years, the present committee or the past committee could not publish a result. The young lawyers are being frustrated enough, and their families are just counting the days of sufferings when their son and daughter will get the turnout from the council, and when they will just be employed here in the legal profession and so on. So it is a burdensome, it is a boring-some situation, a struggle-some situation. It is a matter of worry for us. So we need to reduce that kind of deadlock of the examinations and the enrollment exams for the great interest of the upcoming lawyers. They have the right to enter into the legal fraternity to be able to become a very good lawyer. We don't know whether they are the very good practitioner or not. Maybe they have that kind of talency to become the extraordinary one here, like Dr. Hussain. So we need not to ignore the young generations also. New lawyers and young lawyers may have that kind of potentiality to be the Chief Justice of this country. Even they may have the intellect knowledge to serve in a better way for the human rights establishment and so on. So for what reason we will go for ignoring themselves? Certainly not, we should not go for ignoring themselves. However, it is also very, very burning and pathetic issue that strike me very, very rough way, that is without having political consideration. No judge is being just appointed here in the apex judiciary, higher judiciary. Only on the consideration of the political consideration and view, they are just being appointed. What will be the consequence and the result? We know very well. We're not getting the good judges here for a couple of years. So that's why my strong demand is, when I will be elected by your vote, I will just try to struggle and I'll just try to raise my voice to make a storm here with a teacup. Or I will raise and I will take part in the movement for stopping